Call Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Rakak Wadash. Double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone of Rule Well. I am not a member, however, I've entered into their labors. Peace and mercy to the sincere brothers and sisters, students, wherever you are, whatever your lot may be. This is an old article, and it resurfaced recently via this TikTok. So I will, through the spirit, I'm gonna, if I can remember, I'm going to put this in there, and I'm gonna go to the TikTok that I saw, one of the brothers of the Great Millstone. All right, so let's let this roll. Probably not too long, because I think it is. Hey, there we go. Call like how about you, outside? I got some more lessons thanks to Elder Malcolm. All right, I'm gonna let it roll. Hold on, so we ain't got no. Okay, I'm gonna let this play. I'm just gonna grab a couple of key points out of this, and then I'm gonna get two other articles, and I believe through the spirit we're just gonna title this "You Cannot Deny This Is Babylon the Great."
Yasharal, this is your brother Willis Majesty coming at you with the word of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash, Kahalayim La Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. All praises to Yahweh.
If you can't see it, his name, it's nameless _ obscurity.
Of the World Economic Forum surrounded by occult symbols. And this is from a Polish site called Woline Media. Okay, Klaus Schwab is a world-renowned economist, founder, and president of the World Economic Forum. It was he in Davos who announced the Great Reset. Looking at the photo of Klaus Schwab below, you'll notice that his robe and the podium he's standing on are full of occult symbols. Observing the photo above, you will notice a 9-pointed star on his clothes and podium. This is the star of Ishtar, known as the Enneagram. Salakia.
Now, Elder Yashawama did a video too, to be exact, that I'm going to also put in the description box. Okay, Semiramis, Ishtar, Astarte, Lilith, all of these are the same, and that Queen of Heaven spirit is here. And it all stems from Babylon, right? From Babylon to Egypt to the Greek to the Romans. They renamed them, but it is the same gods, lowercase g, same idols. And stick with it, because we're going to talk about the god of war and sex and rebellion, or her representation is women out of order.
Enneagram is a fusion of everything that is used as a tool for the pursuit and interaction of cosmic deities, demons, knowledge, and study of the good and bad sides of the people. It is an esoteric tool used to seek mental balance without the powers, without the Most High's intervention. It is a modern reflection and symbolic representation of the Tower of Babel. The triangle of Freemasonry combined with the forms of the pentagram represents the Satanic Trinity. Baha'i is the newest religion in which
Right, so where do you think you get the quote-unquote Holy Trinity from? Which the Trinity, the idea of the Trinity itself is unholy, period. Right, so you got Nimrod, which is the sun god, and then his wife Semiramis, Queen of Heaven, and then Tammuz would be the son of God, or the god of the stars. Hold tight though, because there's two more things that we're going to look into once he gets to once I find the stopping point that we're going to get to. Because again, that is why you can call this place spiritual Babylon, spiritual Egypt, spiritual Sodom. Well, you know why it's called spiritual Sodom. All right, and the Bible speaks in codes on this thing. So in Jeremiah chapter 50, when it talks about the destruction of Babylon, you know that it is not talking about the Neo-Babylonian Empire. There's a specific verse I want to grab. We can read it from the top, and then I'll go back to it. All right. The word is Jeremiah 50. The word that the Lord spake against Babylon and against the land of the Chaldeans by Jeremiah the prophet. Declare ye among the nations, and publish and set up a standard. Publish and conceal not. Say, Babylon is taken, Bel is confounded, Merodach is broken into pieces. Look into the names of those gods. Baal or Bel. can be, if I'm not mistaken, he can be linked to Nimrod. But don't hold me to that. I will do a part 2 on Bel and Nimrod just in case. But I don't want to misspeak, or I don't want to misspeak or jump the gun on that. So we'll just keep it. You look that up, and we're going to keep reading. All right. Her idols are confounded. Her images are broken into pieces. For out of the north there cometh up a nation against her, which shall make her land desolate. And every time you hear about desolation, it is linked with Esau Edom. His judgment is desolation, because he would be leading Babylon the Great in these times. He would be leading the daughter of Babylon. All right, so let's let him keep going.
The idea is that all the peoples and religions of the world are the same and should unite into one world religion. Another significant icon seen on both Schwab's robe and podium is a bull with a cross placed between its horns. It is a symbol of the pagan religion of Mithraism. Mithra, they have Mitra, but it's actually Mithra, is also known as Sol Invictus or Ra, the invincible sun god.
Now, an interesting thing on Sol Invictus is the parents of Constantine, Emperor Constantine, who joined all of these religions and basically turned it into, quote unquote, what Christianity is. His family grew up, or he was raised up in that cult, and I believe it's the Edict of Milan is where Constantine pretty much allowed Christianity to be just it was legalized for it to be one of the many different ways of worship. And you fast forward a couple hundred years or whatever, and instead of these lesser gods, you have Saint Peter or Saint Paul or the patron saint of so and so. Okay, so this article I will also try to remember. I'm going to keep all this up so I can look. All right, so Constantine I, Flavius Valerius Constantinus, was a Roman emperor, okay, 306 to 337. Constantine the Great and his conversion to Christianity, all right, and his subsequent conversion to Christianization of the Roman Empire, okay. I really want to get to a certain point. All right, and there he's quoted the night before the meeting at Milvian Bridge. All right, so that's where they battled, where he saw the cross, or let's just read it. Okay, the night before meeting at the Milvian Bridge, either in a vision or a dream, Constantine saw an image with the script "In hoc signo vinces," in this sign conquer. Okay, when Constantinus and his son battled the Picts of England, okay, you need to look into that as well. Constantinus was killed near York. Constantinus Augustus on the field. Retirement of Diocletian. The next several years saw civil wars between both the East and West. All right, so the Eastern and Western Roman empires, they were split. Fast forward, Milvian Bridge in Rome, came across the northern outskirts. Yada yada. Okay, the night before meeting at Milvian Bridge, Constantine prayed for success in the coming battle, either in a vision or a dream. He saw an image of the script in hoc. Okay, yeah. Controversy still swirls. Okay, Constantine, court bishop. Alright, so who? Eusebius. So I'm right here. Eusebius reported that Constantine saw the sign of the cross, while Lactantius said it was a superimposed letter Chi and Rho. Okay, so those are the first two letters of, that's interesting, the first two letters of that C word in Greek. Okay, so what it would look like is an X with the P on the top. So those are the letters. So I mean, let's Let's see if we can Greek alphabet. Show me. Go to hell. Okay, here we go. Get bigger. Okay, so here is Rho. It looks like a P, and then there's Chai. All right, so what would it look like is the X and then the P going in between the X. And of course the cross is an X anyway. So very interesting that he saw that. Allegedly he saw that, or the Lord, like just as the Lord went to Nebuchadnezzar and told him, hey, this is what you finna do to my people. Just as Darius the Mede, where he gave praise unto the Lord, or the Lord said he was that Darius was his servant. All right. Same way. That's just for according to prophecy, right? And I'm speaking as a man, of course. It could have been like according to prophecy. The Lord made it send an angel to give him a sign, like, go on and do what I need you to do, because it is written, right? Because there had to be that falling away. So that means our people being lost, forgetting our heritage, worshiping gods of wood and stone. All of these things had to happen, right? So who knows? But let's get to so here's the Edict of Milan. And forgive me, I'm kind of excited. I'm going through this, but I'm kind of jumping around. All right, so although Constantine is acclaimed as the first emperor to embrace Christianity, he was not technically the first to legalize it in the 3rd century CE. Various generals issued local edicts of toleration, right? So remember that word, toleration. You should look that up. In effort to recruit Christians into the legion. These edicts then fell by the wayside when the contender was killed in battle. Okay, the Edict of Toleration in Sardica in 311, Sardica in 311, 311 CE, all right, had also persecuted Christians sporadically but took the Edict of Galerius as a model and met with Constantine in Milan to unify positions. Okay, so that Edict of Milan is something that you need to look into. All right, and here you have, I'm going to jump down just a little bit for the sake of time. The word toleration, or in Latin, tolerantia, it's probably tolerantia. I don't speak Latin. I need to read up on it, though. You need to know the language of your enemy. All right, or endurance. Endurance is often used to describe Rome's position vis-a-vis the numerous native cults. So basically that's what it was, because you also need to look into the cult of Serapis and how that lines up, or Serapis Christus, how that lines up with your with that pork flavored Jesus, that other white meat that you see nowadays in these churches. So there are a lot of things make note of, and you need to look into them. You truly need to look into them. Study to show thyself approved. Okay, a number of native cults. However, there was no official policy in what was tolerated. Okay. And now here's how it kind of got worked into the fold. Okay, so Rome had a system of collegia, specialized tradesmen and businessmen who met for a shared meals under the auspices of gods or goddesses. To meet, the group had to have permission, a sort of license from the Roman Senate. The term religio licta, or legal religion, is often used, but was actually coined by Bishop Tertullian, in his petition for such license for Christian meetings. All right, so at the time it was denied, so it just wasn't the right time, right? The Lord didn't want it to happen at that point. All right, so the Edict of Milan now granted Christians through the empire toleration and permission to meet in their assemblies, and so legalized the movement. Christianity was now just one more of the thousands of native cults through the empire. Okay? And that's all it is. So stemming from the Roman Catholic Church, the Seventh-day Adventist, Baptist, Lutheran, anything that they are all the children of that unclean spirit. That is all they are. There's just foul offspring. And call Allah Yahweh Bashmi Al-Shai, we were called out of that. Okay? Now, this is the religious background of Constantine. We're finally getting to and you can read this as well. We're finally getting to the point where I wanted to make. All right, during the reign of Emperor Aurelian, the cult of Sol Invictus, the invincible, unconquered sun, was promoted as his family cult. This cult also embodied concepts of Jupiter, Apollo, and Helios. Sol Invictus merged with another popular military cult of Mithras. Look at that. Would you look at that? And you can click on these and see the go to hell. You can click on these and see the representation of what Jupiter stood for. Oh, okay, now you want to play. Familiar face. Among the many gods of the Roman, Jupiter, son of Saturn, was the supreme god, right? So you have the supreme god associated with thunder, lightning, storms, and the first citizen of what become Rome believed were watched over by the spirits of their ancestors. Okay. And they added a triad of gods to these spirits. These new gods included Mars, the god of war, Romulus, who watched over the people, and I believe Remus and Romulus or something like it was how the Roman Empire in mythology was formed. Okay, let's see. Jupiter, supreme god. Jupiter Elictus, Elicius, one who brings forth. By the rise of the Republic, Jupiter's identity, the greatest of all gods, was firmly established, but two members of the old triad replaced with Juno, his sister and wife, and Minerva, his daughter. Oh man, this is a lot going on in here. So I will definitely, I have to link this, and you should read this in its entirety. Who is Apollo? Music and divination, the epitome of youth and beauty, source of life, healing, and patron of arts. He was worshipped at Delphi and Delos, among the most famous of all Greek religions, or religious sanctuaries. Son of Zeus and Leto, and the twin brother of Artemis, Apollo was born on the island of Delos. Clutching his golden sword, his mother fearful of revenge from Zeus. Okay. Who's that? God of the sun. Okay. So yeah, you see it. You see where I'm going. You see, and nothing new is under the sun. There is nothing new under the sun. I believe that's in the first chapter. The thing that has been is that which shall be. So verse 9, Ecclesiastes 1 and 9. And that which is done is that which shall be done. And there is no new thing under the sun. Right, so these devils have been operating in this manner since. But what's happening now is these lesser gods, these left-handed gods, are going to stop answering. Why? Because Yahweh is the actual supreme God. And the folks always wanted to say that the Bible was plagiarized or Christianity is stole from these other ancient religions. But the truth is, Christianity and the Bible have nothing to do with each other. And the Bible condemns the practices of Christianity because Christianity is simply a repeat of these Babylonian rites. So when the Lord tells you flee from Babylon, of course, spiritually, that means you put off all the things that are that are held in a high esteem in this world. Your birthday, vanity. Christmas, Valentine's Day. It's all foolishness and vanity and rooted in Babylonian idolatry. So when the Lord tells you to flee, do I still need this? Yes, I do. Because we need that. Jeremiah 51:6. I was just at it. All right, flee out of the midst of Babylon and deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off in her iniquity. For this is the time of the Lord's vengeance. He will render unto her a recompense. So you can stay spiritually connected to this place if you want to, but you are going to reap of the judgment of the rewards that this place has coming. All right, on to you. I think this is it. Now unto the spirit of rebellion, Lilith. Okay, where are we at? Too many damn ads. Minnesota Art Center holds demon summoning session for families, and of course, children are a prey here in Babylon the Great. The Walker Art Center in Minneapolis held a demon-related pagan ritual called Lilith, or Lilithu, or Lilithu, or however you want to say it. It's different ways, different transliterations of Lilith. The empathetic demon. See, appealing to the emotion. She understands your plight. Because order is so horrible. The ways of the Lord are so stressful. And I understand, and I'm here to free you. Earlier this month, that was geared towards families. Walker Art Center is guided by the belief that art has the power to bring joy and solace and the ability to unite people through dialogue and shared experience. And what is NATO's thing? Through many tongues, right? And so everybody is let's all be together. Let's all join hand in hand. Right, and then the scriptures talk about though the wicked join hand in hand. That's why this place gotta fucking burn. Kids get in free. Of course they do. To the center between the ages of 0 and 18. Why? Because you need to impart that into the children. An event description of the demon-themed activity said that the performance of Lilith, the empathetic demon, was a collective and playful demon summoning session that will end with a somatic movement meditation. I want to know, somatics is the field where the body works, moves, and studies with emphasizing internal physical perception. Somatic movement. Alright, so motion during which you focus on the internal experience and feeling of the movement instead of what it looks like from the outside. You have to be present and aware of what is happening in the moment during the moment. Somatic stretching is one type of somatic movement. Okay, so you couple that with internalizing the summoning of a demon. Okay. It is designed to help you befriend your shadow. Prior to the deployment, another demon-themed activity gave instruction on how to trap a demon. And that is them putting you in a trick bag, because if you think that you can trap anything that outside of this dimension, outside of this realm, you are a fool. The description as the demons will often have bad reputation. One reason demons have bad reputation is that we're just not very good at getting to know them. According to the description, the activities were a part of the Walker Plant Teachers Day This also includes a performance from Catharis, which is music that explores relationships in land other than human beings, memory, and identity. Featured artist Tamar Itun has previously made an exhibit called How to Trap a Demon. One piece of the exhibit, Itun instructs the observer to text summon to a phone number that is written on the wall that will communicate with Lilith. Flee out of her, my people, right? Now, Lilith is the god of duality, not duality, what is that? Like Baphomet, male and androgyny. It's an androgynous god. She's the god of, she's known to have many lovers, but be utterly awful and cruel to them. So she's a modern day whore here in Babylon. She's a she's a man eater, a god of war, a god of sex, a god of and the representation of rebellion. And the feminist movement had a lot to do with Lilith in the early 60s. She was their, that was their mascot. Damn, what was I getting? Oh, that's right. So I went and pulled up her right here. All right, this is her. Of course, she's a she, they. Textile sculpture, performance art, benevolent demons. All right, text Lilith with the demon summon. And there's the number. Huh. So there's no other way around it. Anybody telling you that this place is not Babylon the Great, and when the Lord talks about destroying this place, you see that it is warranted. It is well freaking warranted. That's not it. So here are your top scriptures. You can get these, right? Joel 3:19, Isaiah 13:19, Jeremiah 51:29. That is linking Babylon to Esau, Edom. You get those scriptures, you read them, write them down, do what you need to do. So when that nuclear destruction comes, when that lake of fire hits this place, it is well warranted. So, yeah, it ain't no saving her. This hole is done. This devil is exposed. All his workings are exposed. These other Edomites are telling on Edomites, on the higher Edomites, right? Their tongues are falling upon themselves. It's over. So if you read this word and it resonates with you, you may be of the hopeful elect. I pray that I am. Get right, do better. All right. That's it. On to the next one. Shalom.